Well, hey everybody. So it's Lisa here, and I'm holding my video camera. Today is Sunday. It's February 24th, 2019, and today is my 2-year exactly surgery. I have a lot to talk about. I'm going to try to make it brief, though. I haven't done an update in a long time, which I'll explain in a little while. But so my 2-year surgery, what do I have to tell you guys? First, I am 15 pounds heavier. Not happy about that. Than my lowest weight of 154. So, yeah, I am sitting right at the 170 mark. Not happy about that. However, it is what it is, and I will take care of it. I am working on it, but it has been a struggle the last, I'd say, 6 months since having my paniculectomy with abdominoplasty back in August. I've gone through just an enormous amount of medical drama, which you guys know most of. Most recently, I had a tooth that I have spent close to $6,000 on over the last maybe 15 years trying to save. Had a root canal done with a crown, had 2 different rounds of oral surgery to the tooth, and I've just had to have it removed. I had a huge infection. I was very swollen, and so at any rate, sorry, I have a piece of hair that's making me crazy. So at any rate, so I've had that done recently. It's just been a lot. At any rate, that is what's going on. So I started this journey. Let's do quick stats. I started this journey January 2nd of 2017. And at that time I was 300 and I think 45 point something. I was basically 350 pounds. Lost some weight with Weight Watchers prior to surgery. My surgery date was February 24th, 2016, and I know on that date I weighed 308.8. So right now I'm right around 169, 170, which is more than I want to be, but working toward getting that weight back down. And it's also because I've been unable to exercise. I do need dual knee replacements that I'm trying to hold off on, but I did injure my knee shoveling ice because we've had such wonderful weather here in Illinois, and I probably shouldn't have been doing it, but I did. So, yeah, so I'm trying to have my knee calm down enough where I can start exercising again and get my weight back down. But so I went to my surgeon's office for my 2-year visit and to go over my blood work. I had my blood work done the very end of December. It was like December 28th of last year. And I did that because I had more than reached my out-of-pocket maximum for the year. And they had originally agreed, and they said it was fine that I went ahead and got my blood work done at the end of the year. And I had an appointment scheduled for January to go over everything, and they canceled that appointment because the doctor was going to have surgeries happening that weren't originally on the schedule, blah, blah, blah. Rescheduled my appointment, then I had things happen where I couldn't get there. So it was a combination of things getting put off to the point of this past week, Monday, when I went to see my physician's office. So we talked about my blood work, and the first thing he said to me was, well, did anybody call you? And I said, well, no, nobody called me from your office. And I said, and you guys have had this blood work since basically the beginning of January. Oh, well, that's a real problem. Well, yeah, it is a real problem because I already knew what my blood work said because I asked for copies of the report, which were incomplete that I received. But what I did see was my red blood cell count, my white blood cell count, my hemoglobin, all of those numbers that are taken with like a CBC were all way low. Also, my iron was non-existent. When I say non-existent, I think I have, at that time, back in December, no idea what it is now. I had like a 7, okay? Like I had a score of a 7, which is completely not normal. And my other iron, I can't remember the numbers, but at any rate, extremely low. Extremely low. Which I was concerned about. And so I was already working on my iron, trying to increase my iron intake on my own. So the PA has now prescribed for the next 3 months, in addition to the iron that I was taking through Celebrate, or is it Celebrate? Yeah, Celebrate vitamins. I've been taking their chewable 60 milligrams of iron daily. I'm now taking a prescription of, and you can get this over the counter, guys. It's a 325 milligram dry, very tiny tablet of iron, but it's 65 grams or milligrams of elemental iron is what it is. So I'm taking like double the dosage of iron every day. Just started this week. And I'm going to try to take that for the next 3 months and going to redo my blood work just to check my CBCs, check my iron. My vitamin A was okay. My vitamin D was just a smidge low. Not shocking because we live here in lovely Illinois where we don't usually have sun. Today I actually have sun. And I've been fighting the vitamin D being low all along. But now, interestingly enough, my zinc is fine, which I had been taking extra zinc. But my copper is low. So, like very low. So I'm having trouble finding, he told me to take 2 milligrams of copper every day in addition to everything that I take. And I'm having trouble finding that. So I think I'm going to have to order that online. I'm actually going to run out to one of the vitamin shops this afternoon and see if I can find it there. I've checked it all, like the Walgreens and Oscos, and they don't have anything like that. But if my iron does not increase over the next 3 months, I then have to see a hematologist, which is very, very common with DS, and I will most likely need iron infusions. Really don't want to do that, but unfortunately I think we're trending that way. And the sad part about it is my iron was actually doing just fine until I went through everything I went through with ICU, going through septic shock, then having a surgery very shortly thereafter. So I think all of that really screwed up my iron. So 2 years out with a DS, I can tell you that it is not as hard for me to eat things. I definitely have way more room in my pouch. Not a good thing. So I have the ability to eat a lot more than I did before. I still have the malabsorb, but I don't process like I used to process. And I think part of that was because my DS was not intact. If you recall, part of the problem that I had with my last surgery, which was right around Halloween, was that I had a hernia of my original surgery, which had been there all along, which was where the intestine and the bowel were reconnected. So I had a hernia there and I had twisted bowel. My thought, because I used to have like extreme problems eating carbs, where I'd have gastric distress very quickly, just bowel movements within 30 minutes to an hour of eating, carbs, etc. I don't have that anymore, which is really not a good thing. Or I don't know if my body has just adjusted to the DS, but yeah, so carbs are really not an issue for me unless I eat just an extreme amount of them. And I've done that. I have done that recently, which is also not a good thing. So diet has been a little off track. I am logging again on MyFitnessPal because I got away from tracking. I also got away from weighing, not because I didn't want to weigh, but I was really trying to just live a normal life, but have found that, my clothes are uncomfortable. So that's how I knew, like, before going to see the doctor, I knew. I'm not stupid. I know I've gained weight. Yeah. So it's, you know, it's going to always be a struggle. It's always going to be a work in process. Just because we've had a surgery to, you know, provide us assistance with our weight problem, doesn't mean that it fixes it. It's a lot of work. And unfortunately, the reality is it's always going to be that way. I mean, we're always going to have to be mindful of things. We can't just go crazy and be willy-nilly, because you can gain weight and you will gain weight, and that's not why we did this. We did this to, you know, fix our health issues. Sorry, the sun is really, I want to sit up. I'm having to kind of lay down. It's very uncomfortable. I am also going to tell you that I'm really seriously considering this being my very last post on my YouTube channel. I don't feel like I am benefiting anyone at this point. I also don't feel, I feel like the people that are joining my channel are only joining it because I posted some keto videos of me cooking like over a year ago. So, you know, if it's not beneficial to anybody, then I don't see the purpose of it, but I thought I would at least give everybody a 2-year update and call it a day. Who knows, I might change my mind, but I think this might probably be it for me. So I wish everyone well. I thank you all for all your support over the last couple of years, and I wish everyone out there the best. And you know, just keep at it, guys. Keep at it. Stay strong. Use each other. Use your community. Take care, everybody.